All right, we're live. Welcome to Josh Aaron Talk About Stuff. I'm Josh,
I remain Aaron.
and we had a fun
Yeah, that was fun.
episode
That was enjoyable.
the other day with my two buddies. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah, that was good. That was good fun. So if they're listening to this one, that was good fun, guys. So
Yeah, I hope so. Spread that
yeah,
around, share
right,
it, and then maybe I can actually make that money that Jay claimed I made.
right. What do you mean you're not? I know I've been getting a big fat check.
You have? Well,
Yeah, totally,
how'd
dude.
that happen? All right, guys. Like I said on
Tuesday?
it was Tuesday. Yeah, the season premiere. I went back and watched it, and I was like nervous because they were on, and I'm like speaking really fast and blah, blah, blah. I don't know what I'm saying, but like this season, Aaron and I are trying to do the more current event stuff that's in the
Hmm.
news cycle. And we might do something. We might just talk about American history next season. Who knows? That's the
Who
joy
knows?
of
Who
this.
knows?
But yeah, we wanted to. I know the social season was relevant stuff in the news, but like kind of talking about like uh, stuff that's like going on right now
Yeah,
ish. Anyway, so Aaron has the topics today, and he's
at
gonna
least one of them.
introduce them. Well, just one of them, I guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So this is the thing that I was thinking about. Um, I was the we've been obviously the Olympics have been like sort of the big thing right now in the news cycle. It always is. Every couple of years, the Olympics shoot to the forefront, this idea of sports, and we talked about that last time with your friends. But the thing of it is, so the U.S. women's soccer team has been dominant, just dominant. They've won. They think they had won like 40, 44 straight matches, something like that. They hadn't lost in forever, and they came into they came into the Olympic Games, and they ran into some fight from some other countries, which is always great, right? I mean, like it's just good to see competition. Like I mean, the men's basketball team has run into the same thing this year. They've really run into some fight from some other nations, and I think it's great to see that. And it's good not to take other nations for granted in any sport. If you're if you're a national powerhouse in the sport, don't take other people for granted because you never know what's going to happen. So that being said, the women ended up not making it to the gold medal game and ended up winning the bronze, where they were the
Commendable.
gold medal, very respectable, but they were the gold medal favorites. And the thing of it is, I saw from a lot of people commenting on social media, it's good that they won the bronze. They shouldn't have won anything. They needed to be put in their place. And it
What
got
does
me
that
to
mean?
thinking. It's like, what does that mean? What are you saying? What are you saying that these women needed to be put in their place? And people say that they've been arrogant, they've been cocky, they've been using their place as athletes for political gain or political voice.
For,
And and,
for
and
those of
it got
you not watching YouTube, I just rolled my eyes.
yeah, yeah, dude. Josh's eyes are on the floor. We're gonna pause while he picks them up. They just rolled so
God.
hard. Um, no, that was exactly my response. Like, put in their place. And I think it's twofold, and I have an issue with both.
We have a friend here. He wants to
Hey,
say
friend, what's up?
hello.
I have an issue with both. The first, on a broad scale, is that athletes shouldn't say anything about politics. That it's the whole shut up and dribble mentality from the woman said to LeBron James a while back. It's just
Can't you
stupid.
apply that to anything? Just shut up and mechanic. You don't have anything to say about this.
Shut up and mechanic.
Just
Right? No,
shut
but
up and be a
seriously
taxi
though,
driver.
it's like
Like
shut up and fix my car. I
like
saw you at a protest yesterday. Just fix my car. No, that's not the way it is. If you have a voice, then you're free to use it. And so this idea that people shouldn't use their voice is obscene to me. But the more I don't know, the part that I think that bothers me more is the notion that these women needed to be put in their place,
well, I
because
mean
that's how
that's
it
the
feels.
the story that's been told since the beginning of civilization.
Right?
Women being put in their place, right?
Put them in their place. And it's like, aren't we done with that yet? And I guess that was the thing that really occurred to me as I read some of those comments. Like, aren't we past this yet?
Apparently
And
not.
and apparently not. And and why aren't we?
Well, once again, that notion of treating a group of people who aren't as equal to the dominating group of people, you think that you're losing something by bringing somebody else up to you.
Right.
That was with civil rights. Well, Okay, first off, the last time I checked, the men's soccer team
They suck. No, they don't. They don't play quite as well.
because I remember the women's team winning gold medals
Right.
in soccer.
Right.
So the USA in the Olympics with women's soccer has had a proud history.
Absolutely.
Um, so I don't know why we can't celebrate that. It's like people bagging on the
I guess
WNBA. They were some
why are we?
amazing athletes.
I guess that's my
Yeah.
question. Why are we bagging on these women for why are we bagging on them for being good? I know people are like, oh, they're cocky, oh, they're confident. Okay, seriously, have you not watched the men's national basketball team? That's
Or any
cocky.
male sport.
Or any male sports. I mean, it's like, come on, and that's that dichotomy that we don't seem to be able to get over in our culture. And I find it funny that here we are, two middle-aged white guys talking about this.
It's an immovable force and what is it? Unstoppable force and an immovable object.
Right, yeah.
Cockiness versus being humble in a sport when
Mhm.
you're told to crush them, pound them,
Yeah,
blow them out of the water, but don't be cocky about it.
right.
Like it's another one of those instances of you want your cake and eating it too.
It's the catch-22, right?
Like if it, yeah. Another thing is like the United States does not have a monopoly on playing soccer. The rest of the world does,
Absolutely.
the European countries and the Spanish-speaking Latin countries.
Absolutely.
Soccer's in their blood. In the
Right.
United States, yes, we have MLS, we have women's soccer, and we have but it's not. It's totally different.
Oh,
like,
absolutely.
People will get murdered,
right?
Over soccer games in other countries. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
They're insane. So, like, the women being put in their first off, the competition in soccer, these other countries that the women have to play have always been like, but the competition ebbs and flows. Like,
right.
You know what I'm saying? And like, speaking of basketball, European basketball has
really
increased in skill a lot.
Drastically. Yeah, I mean, like the men lost their first round game to France.
Yeah. So, and I guess
and
that was their wake up call. Oh, maybe
nobody
we should
said they had
actually
to get
play
put in their place.
Right. Yeah. And see, that's another thing is like, it's always, we have to, when a woman, stands up for herself, she's a B, but when a dude does it, he's a boss.
Right.
You know, when she starts getting chippy with her mouth, you can't be talking like that to me. I'm a man. Then they need to stop. And honestly, women just need to if every woman united together, they destroy us. But it's a like I've said it a million times, I'll say it a million more. Socialization is very strong on how you live life. And so a lot of women, unfortunately, are just comfortable in a position because many social things don't affect them in that sense.
Right.
Like they never interact with a lot of these things that are going on. And so they're like, well, why do I need to change it? I'm comfortable where I am, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of women have put their foot down, as they should have, and but like this put in their place. I just want to ask a dude, like, could you go out there and run for 90 minutes up and down a field? No, you die of a heart attack or have a stroke because you're out of shape. And you're right. There's armchair quarterbacks, as they call Monday morning quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Who love to criticize, but have never done anything. Like, this is relevant. So, we mentioned Simone Biles, right? Last episode.
Yeah.
And like the conservatives were railing on her,
right.
You let your country down, all that kind. My first thought, it's a sport.
Yeah.
Right. But I saw this news clip and somebody tweeted, imagine if it was if Michael Jordan quit in a game 7. That's all it was. Thinking, okay, number one, he never played in a game 7. Never got to that point. And this person making this point, number 2, he actually quit the game.
He left.
Sort of for mental health reasons because of his father dying.
Right.
But yet, nobody batted an eye about that.
Yeah.
So it's like, people really need to stop a lot of things, right? But like, first off, think about what you're trying to say before you
Right.
say it, and then maybe show it to somebody. Hey, what do you think of this? Because it's somebody like, well, he never played a game 7, so that's stupid.
Yeah.
Or don't you know Michael Jordan actually quit for 2 years?
Yeah, and honestly, that's kind of a little off of what we started talking about, but
Well, it's about the women. It's about treating women differently, basically.
no, it's a fantastic
Yeah.
point. No, this is something else you said. Is like, that should be like a law. That should be like a personal law. Everybody should establish. Like you go, I'm gonna tweet this, and you show it to your friend, and your friend goes, nah, don't.
Seriously, like,
Hey, I'm gonna post this on Facebook. What do you think? Yeah,
it's like, think before you speak.
Yeah.
Fact
But
check before you.
yeah, but we've reached this point with social media where like people's fingers are faster than their brains. It's like click send.
Yeah.
Yes,
And then
I
they want to
posted.
be, and then they're like, they'll go totally goofy and delete the tweet. No. If you're gonna tweet something stupid, then stand up
Yeah,
to all the
I did it. I
criticism.
tweeted something
You know what
dumb.
I mean? And then somebody replied to that tweet. It said Scottie Pippen refused to go into a game because he didn't like a play call.
Right.
But nobody freaked out about that either,
Yeah,
right? Like,
because he didn't get to take the last shot.
right. So
The
he
last shot was
refused
given to
play in a
Kukoc,
game or whatever.
and he was like,
didn't he didn't play in a game because he had migraines or something, right? And I think
like
he
that.
got, but like people, obviously a physical injury, people they're much more able to understand that. But a mental, they're like, you just gotta suck it up. Just suck it up.
I hate the suck it up tough guy culture that America seems to have. Just suck it up.
But that they say, but
tough it
they
out.
don't donate to the person's fund if they can't ever
Yeah.
do that job again that they had to suck it up and do. Do you out and help them? You're the one who wanted him to do it, and the dude broke his neck. Oh well, shit happens. That's the next one, like. Oh my god, I want women to put us in our place.
Yeah,
that's what they need to do. Is
there's actually this really great. There's a really good comic book. Or it was a series of comics. Now it's graphic novels, and it's getting ready to come out as a TV series called Why the Last Man.
Know it?
And they're getting ready. Yeah, they're getting ready to release the I think it's gonna be on Hulu. I think as
cool.
as a series, about the world where all the men are gone and the women are in control, and it's just like, I just as a guy with a wife that he, just really tries to respect and take care of, and let her take care of him too, because honestly, that's what it's about, right?
Yeah.
And a mother that I respect, mother-in-law, sisters-in-law, and nieces. The man said it like 20 some years ago when he said, I got to say a little something that's long overdue. This disrespect to women has got to be through.
MCA. Absolutely. Like, have
To
you
all
ever
the
found
mothers and the
yourself in a
sisters and the
place where
wives
you
and
said something
friends.
stupid and your wife
Yeah.
is like, excuse me?
Right. Oh, so much. I mean, I try not to, but
Check your
it doesn't
gender.
It doesn't happen a lot, but there are definitely times when Stace will look at me and be like,
check your
"Oh."
patriarchy.
Yeah, seriously. No, you're right. It's like, it's just time for it to be done. I guess that was like the thing I was thinking as I was reading some of those.
Yeah,
Put
absolutely.
them in their place statements. Put them in their place. Like, their place is where it is. Their place
Like,
is at
the
the forefront. Their
patriarchy
place
has had
the
its
place
run
is
for
yeah.
6,000 years.
We're done with that. We're done with that.
Because you know what? Men couldn't do half the jobs women do.
Heck no, I couldn't do my wife's job.
I mean,
she's like way smarter than me.
I don't know, just like, because it's always like, because let me tell you what, you talk about a man's mom, and he'll murder you, right? And he'll treat his wife like shit.
Right, no, it's true.
So it's like,
how broke is that?
Right. It's a total like, because I guess in a marriage, for the most part, the male had to been the dominant partner. So I do as I say, all that crap. But oh man, you can't talk about my mom. Don't you dare. Whatever. Yeah. So
so there you go.
This girls' soccer team medaled. I doubt the men's will.
Oh, they didn't even go to the game.
They didn't even go. I didn't even know that.
They didn't go. They didn't get invited.
That's like the highlight of my life right there. They didn't even go to the games, and yet we're dogging on the women because they got cocky and they needed to get put in their place. Oh my god,
right?
So wrong. The men didn't even go.
Right, didn't even go. They didn't get invited. They weren't good enough.
And you know what? I think like the what is it? What's the every 4 year soccer tournament? The World Cup.
World Cup. Yeah, the World Cup.
The men don't even belong in that one. Honestly,
They don't use. They don't
they
think
don't
they get
even
to the last.
make it to that
I
one
don't think
either.
they get to the last one either.
I
They
did
got
watch
to.
one of them 1 year when they made it in, and it was just
Yeah.
atrocious. But
Oh
like,
yeah, just they're not.
they didn't even make it in.
You
That's
know,
hilarious.
I love soccer. I actually become quite the soccer fan, and it's just like I can't figure out why. It's like, come on now, we got three. There's like 400 million people in this country. You got to be able to get like 20 dudes.
Well, like the soccer kids that you go to
20
school
dudes
with.
that are good enough to get out there
Well,
and
yeah.
contend on a national level. You only need 20 dudes.
Right. And like, the people we went to school with that played soccer, great athletes.
Absolutely.
But like MLS soccer apparently is so atrocious, we have to import players from the rest of the world to elevate the sport. Anyway, so they didn't even make it. What a joke. Good for you, women. Thank you for meddling. You don't need to be put in your place.
But your place is on the field and on the medal stand. Good job.
God almighty. And anyway, okay, cool. So moving on to the next topic, Aaron made me pick. I was like scouring the news, but one thing that is actually literally going on as this moment are people not getting vaccinated. Okay, look, I'm vaccinated. Aaron is.
I'm not.
It's not a political thing. Yes, you are. It's not a political. It's not a political thing.
It's not a political
health and
thing.
Safety, because if you care about your family, your friends, or just humanity in general, get a vaccination, because
I don't understand why we've turned it into a political thing. That and masks. Why is it so political?
I'll tell you why. Donald Trump. And I'm sorry that anybody that listens to this podcast that offends you, take a hard look at the man. And now all the Republican governors,
they're begging their people to get vaxxed.
One of them changed his mind.
A few of them have.
Old boy down in Florida has got his chest all puffed up.
Oh yeah, he's all puffed up now, isn't he?
But here's the thing though. If you get COVID and you're not vaccinated, it's too late if you make it through.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing is there are some of these long-term effects from this virus
that wreck you for a long time.
Could be lifelong.
I had a buddy who caught it, who had it. He had it pre-vaccine, and he had it a year ago, and he is saying he is just now getting to a point where he can start taking like longer walks without losing his breath.
That's nuts, man. Like, all because, and I'm tired of hearing the argument of freedom. Okay, first off, like we said in the previous episode, freedom and laws and all that crap, it's all made up. It's all human made up. Really good imagination humans have. But I understand that argument, but you're also not free to endanger my life.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to. And see, here's the thing, here's the cool thing about it. We love to talk about government hands off, private business can do what they want. Now they are. Don't get pissed if you can't go into a Walmart without a vaccine card. And it's got nothing to do with Mark of the Beast or Jewish Holocaust shit, because that was the government doing that stuff. These are private businesses.
Because I would never say that the government should force a vaccine on the public. Unless
it was murdering half of us, maybe.
Right, yeah. I mean, if we got to the point where like it was wiping out like massive like city, but we're not there yet.
That's different, right?
That's different, but we're not there.
Right.
We have a pandemic on our hands that is very contagious, and the government is providing means by which we can take care of it. But I mean, no, I wouldn't contend that the government needs to step in and say everybody has to get it. But I have no issue with private businesses being like, no, that's fine, but you got to have it to come in.
Right. Oh, my freedom. Well then go to the other store. Go to somewhere else, man. Like, you can't have freedom both ways either.
Yeah.
Either be for business, being allowed to do within reason and laws what it wants. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's
their freedom too. I mean, that's plain and simple. You cannot talk about your freedoms while also talking but a store has to permit me. No, they don't. Okay, there's no, because they want to talk about the Constitution. There's nothing in the Constitution says you have to go to Walmart. or wherever it is you go. I like Walmart. I just it's like the biggest freaking store
Oh, I know.
in the world. That's why I'm picking it. I'm not.
No, I know.
But
It's just
Walmart, I think, has
the,
reinstated mask
the
mandate.
founding fathers are like, and thou shalt be vaccinated if thou wish to go to Walmart.
Right. That's funny. Hey, you know, speaking of founding fathers, I watched a little Key and Peele episode about the
Oh,
Declaration
nice.
of Independence, and they were talking about the Second Amendment. Well, it was called Declaration of Independence, but they were talking about the Second Amendment. Shame on you, Key and Peele. It should have been the
What the heck,
Constitution.
guys?
Anyway, he goes in there and he's like, what if people in the future could kill 50 people in less than a minute?" And they all laugh at him because, you know, muskets
Yeah.
can't kill that many people. And then all of a sudden he's from the future, so he pulls out these guns and he starts killing everybody. And then one of the guys is like, "Hold on, give me a quill so I can draw that weapon before I forget it." And then like the guns disappeared in his hand, and then like super crazy guns showed up because they advanced guns so much more quickly. But it's like, I don't know. I just thought that was a funny story, like going back in time and the founding fall of Walmart. Make sure that everyone can go to Walmart with no restrictions. You know, it's not like that. Like private
No.
businesses,
No.
and it could be to their detriment. There's also consequences for not allowing people or
Sure.
telling them, you know, but that's the free market at work right there.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Which we don't really have a free market. If the government has controls on it, it's not really free people. Anyway, um, yeah, and most of the people that are getting sick, it's because they're not vaccinated. And I know somebody that actually got COVID after being vaccinated. So the vaccine is not preventing you from getting it; it's making sure that you don't die.
Yeah,
You can
because right, I
still
mean, like
spread
if you
it.
do get it, if you have the vax, then your case of it tends to be much less
And the more a
severe.
virus is transmits from one person to another, the virulence changes, and then it can turn into another variant.
Right.
God
Right.
help us if it turns into one that's going to hurt kids. Even though
Right. Yeah.
some
Exactly.
children have died, but like we don't want it to be more lethal.
No.
It just like we couldn't even do it for 2 weeks last year when we could have really got a handle on this thing because people had to go get their hair cut, blah 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 for two. Like, well, I really want to know if World War III happens, we're cooked. Where there will be no fighting back because we can't sacrifice to do it. We're cooked. If the world obviously if the world united against us, we're done. But like,
I'd like to go sometime and just spend some time, just like if I could, as a fly on a wall in other countries. It's like, are they as selfish as we are? I just feel like we're
no,
like
and they
me.
make fun of us all the time. But
I feel
we're
like we're
the
just a really selfish country.
and you know they talk about we're like the freest country in the world. Canada's pretty free.
Well, yeah, for real.
And England's pretty free. I mean, I would like
Right.
to know when they say that, what freedom does someone in Canada not have that we do? Because you can still
Yeah,
buy a gun
seriously.
in Canada.
Yeah.
It's just not
Right on.
nuts with the culture.
Right.
So I would like people like when they, you know, people love to talk about the civil war and states' rights, and you ask them
Yeah.
what states' rights, they can't think of one
Yeah.
other
Right.
than owning a human. I want to know what, like, seriously, like, what freedoms do they have in Canada that
That we
I
don't,
don't,
or
or
what
vice
do we have
versa?
here? Yeah.
Yeah, that they don't have in Canada, because
Yeah.
it seems like they have I don't know, they have the freedom to not die because they have health care. So I don't know, you know what I'm saying? Like, and people, and don't be a pro-lifer if you're gonna be anti-vaccine, you know. And another thing is the reason why we want the children who can't get vaccinated to wear a mask is so that they don't spread the virus around to either an adult or an elderly person.
Absolutely.
But also, if they continue to spread it amongst themselves, it's going to mutate again
Yeah. Absolutely.
to something worse
Something
until it
worse.
burns itself out.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Yeah. I just like the one. This is a kind of a knock on the rest of the world. But you know, we talk about our freedoms, but it's like we always talk about home of the brave. You know,
Right.
like if there's one country that should not have a problem with masking up and getting vaccinated, it should be us, because this country, it has sacrificed a lot to better itself.
Very true.
Why can't we do that right now?
Very
Okay.
true.
And
Yeah.
if masks didn't work, they wouldn't wear them in the operating table.
Yeah. If you went in to get an operation done and the
And the
doctor
dude's
wasn't
like
wearing a mask,
coughing in his hand and
you'd
shit.
freak out.
You'd be like, aren't you going to wear a mask? Well, no, they don't work.
They don't do anything.
Oh, it's just
They don't do anything.
I honestly didn't think we'd still be going through this at this point in the game, a year and a half later.
Right. I know.
And if you look at like the graphs of like vaccines super peaked and then they came crashing down. Now they're starting to have a uptrend again because
People are starting
the
to realize,
guy's
oh my
like,
gosh.
oh, I should have gotten a vaccine. And it's too late at that point. We have to get you through it before we can't just give you a vaccine.
Yeah,
after you've got
it's not
it.
a cure. It's not like, oh my gosh, I've got it. Give me the vaccine.
It's just nuts. But like obviously vaccines, one, if you send your child to a public university or a public school, there are some exceptions. You have to have this list of vaccines, right?
Otherwise,
if you
can't
go to another country, you have to have certain vaccines.
Nobody complains about that.
Nobody does, and everybody knows that going into it. Like if I wanted to go to England, I'd have to get my vaccines first to go over there, whatever they require. Or Africa, you have to go on a trip to Africa, you got to get vaccines.
You gotta get a shot.
Get one here, and they're losing their minds. And then I love the argument. People are like, the government wants to put a chip to follow me. Hey man, they do it already with the phone, bro.
Seriously, yeah. If you've got one of these, they can follow you anywhere you go. And we all have these. They never leave our pockets or beside us.
I know, right? Or even through the webcam, they can access. I'm sure there's a hacker that can get through my webcam. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey Joe.
Oh Lord.
Hey Joe.
I hope
Joe's like our biggest fan.
Oh yeah. Hey Joe.
Yeah. Kamala, this kids are great.
Because kids have started going back to school already.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah, we're there. Right.
There are many school districts that have implemented mask mandates. I'm sure there's some that aren't.
People are already arguing about it.
Yeah, and you would just think that the pro-life crowd, the pro-choice crowd is pretty much for pro-life. Making sure everyone lives.
Yeah.
The pro-life crew are really, I don't know.
I just don't. I guess it's just I just don't understand what it hurts.
Being selfless is noble.
And if my kid's going to go to school, but they don't need to wear. Well, why shouldn't they wear a mask?
Right. It's the whole.
Why not?
Don't misconstrue your inconvenience for your freedom being taken away. Like, right. The freedom argument. I love it. Then most of these people wouldn't even be willing to fight for it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like.
Oh, absolutely.
Anyway, so I guess I'm done talking. I don't want to get. I think I've done a good job not getting mad.
You've been remarkably calm. But
I see people on Facebook that like to go out, and people I know, and they don't wear a mask. Like, it's okay just because you're vaccinated, you can still wear a mask, and you're gonna have to in some instances anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, but it's so hard. I can't breathe. Lies. Suck it up. Maybe because you haven't prepped yourself to be comfortable with it yet. Like, I don't know, wear it around the house for an hour. If you're going to work, anyway, or wear one that feels comfortable. They got a million of them out there.
Truly. Yeah.
Anyway, all right. Cool, man. All right, guys.
Whatever.
So tune in next week.
Next week.
We'll talk about something relevant in the news.
We yell at more clouds.
Yeah. All right, guys. Follow us on the Facebook page. Watch the YouTube videos if you want, or just do Google Podcasts or iTunes Podcasts. All right, guys. See you next time. Bye-bye.